Tonight,
Today, the Keep It 100 show, your cousin Chief is here. I got my girl King Chloe in the building. We also have a special guest today, the one and only legendary Ralph Jacob is here.
Hi,
And
hi.
how you doing today, Ralph?
I'm doing wonderful, guys. Thank you for having me on this show, man. I appreciate being here.
King, how you doing today?
I'm good. We're going to pick up where we left off. Let's go,
Yep.
guys.
Okay,
Is radio on the go?
So you're gonna do the special tribute?
All right. We're going to go ahead and get into this. Well, it's not a tribute. It's his commercial. Let's do that.
Put it on that beat. Nope.
Aye. Monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw. Man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
Today's a great day. Man, it was wonderful. I get hyped with that, bro.
That just makes me so hyped. I just love it. So let's dive back into this. This is Ralph Jacobs. Let's get into it. So for those who do not know, how long have you been in the boxing industry, mixed martial arts / training, just in the industry?
All right, good. So I've been in martial arts since I was 6 years old back in Paris, France. Okay, 6 years old. As far as in the industry, like I got into the Florida Golden Glove in 2008, and I've been fighting and coaching ever since. Okay, I've stopped fighting around 2010, 11, and then I started training then, and that's when I met Chad Ochocinco, training him. I was modeling for many years, so I was always in fitness. So it was always like this game I was playing. Like I had to go on casting to get the big gig. But I love boxing. So the challenge for me was like, okay, I'm going to spar, but I cannot get hit. I cannot get hit because if I get hit, I can make money. So that's why I developed this ultra defensive, elusive style, okay, because I love to fight, but I couldn't get hit. So, and it turned out okay. So that's what I've been doing since early 2000, teaching people this ultra defensive style. Like I hit you, but you don't hit me ever. And that's what I teach. Yeah.
Oh wow! So let me. Were you wanted to ask something, cuz? Oh, let me ask you this: what got you into it? Like you said, you've been doing it since 6.
Yeah.
What sparked inside of you that, like, made you start? And then when did you know? Yeah, this was it for me.
Well, it's a funny story. My dad was a martial artist. My dad was like black belt, judo, aikido, and brown belt karate, okay, from Martinique. And I have ADHD. I'm hyperactive, okay. I just found out, by the way, I had ADHD. I didn't know all this time, okay. I just found, oh shit, that's me. But when I was a kid, I used to stutter. I mean, bad. Like I couldn't complete what I used to stutter very bad. And somebody told my parents I need to do some type of sport too. Like nothing's wrong with me. I'm just too hyper. I can't control my energy. So my dad decided to put me in martial art. So I got into judo, where you take somebody's energy and redirect and project them and roll around. And within 2 weeks, I stopped stuttering. So yeah, 2 weeks, like completely cured. So that's what it was. Like the catalyzation, the control of the energy, okay, literally fixed my stuttering. So that's been a love relationship with me and martial art. It's something that I need. Like life taught me, like, no, it's not something that you do, it's something that is part of you. If you don't do that, your energy is all over the place. You have to learn how to canalize your chi or your ki in Japanese. And
yeah.
And that's what I've been doing ever since.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. It's amazing. Like, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I love when I love when I hear um, people in sports, artists that are in the sports in that industry, when they get to the deeper level of what really, like um, they know who they are and they
Yeah.
know what they are
Mm.
and they
Yeah.
know how to um, balance it, pull it out, shut it down. It's like um, they're at peace within and they know how
Yes.
to maintain that peace because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't realize that, like
Mm.
what we were talking about behind the scenes, that's how wars are won. It's
Yeah.
spiritual. It's a
Yeah.
spiritual battle,
Mm.
and that it first starts within, and that's the
Exactly.
thing. So
Yeah.
I love hearing that because a lot of people don't tap into that. It's just like, oh, I have the mighty fist of Thor, and it's like, nah,
Mm. Mm.
it's more than that, and, and that's how you see some of the, like you said, behind the scenes, these giant dragons drop because they're not centered,
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
one with themselves,
Mm.
but it's good to hear that. So along your journey, now I'll say this, what was your first win like? What was that for you?
My first win was a street fight. A street fight. So, oh, hey, listen. Oh no, that's the way it is. I'm a Gen X. Okay, I was born in 2004, right? So
Uh-huh.
back then, it was like go outside and play and come back when the lights when the lights turn on. Okay? It's like, and your parents didn't know where you were, so it was just you and the street and handle your business, right?
Right.
So we moved out of Martinique with my parents. They went to Paris. So my sister and I, we're the only black kids in school. We're in France now. Okay, we're the only black children in school. Hundreds of kids. My sister and I. I'm, I think, 5 years old, and I'm getting bullied by kids, calling me chocolate baby, shit baby, don't touch me, you're gonna stain me. Why you black? But this is the early 70s in France. Okay, there was pretty much no black people around.
Mm.
So I come from Martinique when everybody's friendly, but like there's all kind of people everywhere, and I don't understand why they treat me like that. I don't comprehend what racism is. I say, why is it calling me chocolate baby? In my young brain, I didn't understand the correlation with my skin color and what was it talking about. So I'm getting they spin on me, they throw rocks at me like every single break, every single recess for months, and I cry all the time, and I don't understand. And one day I tell my dad, Dad, they beat me at school. So my dad's like, what do you mean they beat me? Yeah, they hit me at school. So my dad, black man from the yard, hard man. Okay. So I'm gonna do the scene for you, so if you can see me. So my dad is watching TV like so, okay, and I'm telling him this. So what do you mean they beat you? Say, yeah, they hit me at school. So my dad's watching TV and he goes like this. So hit them back. And that was the lesson. Typical, that was the lesson. And he just like, whoa, it didn't even dawn on me that I could actually do that. So I remember, I'm like, okay. And my dad was watching a Western with John Wayne, okay, like some type of Western. And of course, there's a saloon fight, and I see people punching. And I'm 5 years old watching this. The next day, I go to school, and I proactively go after each of my bullies one by one, confront them and whoop their ass. John Wayne style, okay? And back in the 70s, nobody ever threw punches at that age. And I'm making nosebleed, busting lips, and bop, beam, 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 like I saw in the movie. From the neck after that, I started getting friends, never got bullied again. And that's when I realized, wow, you can actually control an entire situation, no matter what, no matter how many of them, as long as you show and prove that you're not the one. And that was my first win. That was my
Oh,
first win.
wow.
Yeah.
So you had many wins on your first win.
Oh yeah, I went out. I was like, okay, vendetta time. Okay, pay back. My dad, I had the clearance and the blessing from Papa. So I was like, okay, yo,
Right.
you about to get
Oh
it.
my goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Now,
Yeah.
when was your first professional win and how did that feel?
The first pro win, like I didn't go pro. I turned amateur high level, so I was in
Mhm.
the Golden Glove. The first win was actually the Golden Glove. So I get there, and there's like bunch of guys, Florida Golden Glove, and I get matched up with these guys. Like I have like 4 fights. This guy has 27 fights. Okay, and he's just like he's a beast. Okay.
Mhm.
And I always play the art of war, always like confuse the enemy, like don't show what you
Mhm.
got, don't show what you can do. So I'm shadow boxing, shadow boxing like this, like really, really bad. I play the pretty boy modeling card, being very shy and timid. And he's
Uh-huh.
out there with all these boys, like Florida boys. They got grill, all gold in the grill. That's faking the
Right.
funk. Okay, I was like, okay, that don't mean nothing unless we're in the ring. Let's see what you're about when you're in the ring, okay?
Right.
And he's going like this, you know what, the fight's gonna be over.
Oh,
And he sees I only have 4 fights, okay? But he doesn't know I've been doing martial art all my life. I just started boxing, but I've been doing martial art all my life and street fighting all every day in France, all you know. So I get in the ring, whoop his ass, like whoop his ass.
Whoa.
And then I get 3 or 4 more fights, and then I go to the final, and I lose in the final. So that
oh,
was it. Yeah, I lose in the final. Yeah.
okay.
So let me ask you a question. So you said when you were younger, you studied in martial arts and stuff, got you out your stuttering.
Yeah.
Where were you living, and what was life like once you stopped studying? What was the social atmosphere like?
Well, I was very young, so I was very young. So I was like, Mom, and I couldn't get it out. Mom was like,
Right.
breathe, calm down, calm down. So I was still in the nest, in the family nest.
Okay.
So, but after the judo, and I started talking, my mom made me realize, Ralph, you don't stutter anymore. I was like, oh wow. It's just like something like it's release. It's you feel light, you happy. But I didn't have much of a social life. I was too young. I was only 5. But I remember the joy. I remember like, wow, I can just talk. But it wasn't something I was doing consciously. It was the diaphragm breathing from martial art. Okay.
Right.
The You salute, you stay still, you bow, the judo, the thinking, what you're gonna do, immobilizing, submission, all that unlocks something in me. Okay,
Okay.
allow me to control that energy from the diaphragm to the brain to the throat and just and stay centered instead of being like sporadic everywhere. And I've been centered ever since with that type of breathing when you just stay in the zone.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So let me ask you this. On your journey, like what has been your motivating fact? Because a lot of people, you've been in this a while and
Yeah,
you've been steadfast in it. You've reinvented yourself in it, from fighter to
Sure.
model to trainer,
yeah.
to actually creating a technique. What has been the motivating factor, like, that made you continue, like, stay in it? What's the key to your longevity in this industry?
What a great question, King Glow, man. That's a great question. Uh, I have to say, when you're in martial art, you strive for perfection, knowing that you will never attain it. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm,
But you want the perfect projection, the perfect punch, the perfect balance. You always strive for that yin yang, that line in the middle. You strive for
mm,
that. You know good and damn well you will never attain it, but you try to get to it. You try to get to it. So that's what it is that quest for perfection. Okay. So I've been doing this since I'm 50 now. Okay.
mm,
I've been doing this since I'm 6 years old. Okay. And every time I go to the gym, every time I shadow, every time I teach something, I swear to God, I always discover something new every single time. Okay. Or sometimes I have dreams. I have dreams that was like, that's actually how you're supposed to throw the liver shot. Your elbow should be here, not here. Okay. And I'm talking about after more than 40 years of practice, something that happened to me 6 months ago. Say, you should throw the body shot this way. And I tried it, and sure enough, boom, effortlessly, way more power, invisible, undetectable, and something like, you always strive for perfection. You never master.
Mhm.
You never
Right.
master anything.
Right.
As long as you breathe and you're on that plan, that means you still got work to do on that plan. When
Yeah.
your work is done, then you transcend. But if I'm still
Exactly.
here, that means, hey, listen, I got more work to do.
I love that. I love that way of thinking. I
Mm.
love it.
I want to ask you a question. So
Yeah.
when you stopped stuttering and you did the martial art thing and you start developing your body, when did the modeling come into play?
Oh, it was weird. I was discovered in Paris. I was with my boys, you know, hood kid working around. We were in the Armani store. I remember, like, the Emporio Armani store in Opera, Paris. We there looking at shit that we can afford. Basically, like, that would be nice, man. I can't believe it's only like $200 for a T-shirt, and that's in the '90s. I'm like, damn, okay. And the guy from the store is like, hey, man, I'm sorry to talk to you like that, but like, my friend is looking for model for story in Vogue magazine, okay, and I think you'd be perfect for the job. So I'm looking at the guy. He was a gay guy, and at the time, in the hood, we were very homophobic. So I was like, what does this guy want? Like, clearly he's like, what do you mean model? I can't model. I'm a man. I didn't even know there was male model. Okay, I'm very young at the time. Okay, like, what are you talking about model? I said, no, seriously. It's like, it's for this. Like, call the number and check it out. So I'm with my boys. We're looking at each other. Say, I got right. I called the number. The guy said, yes, there's a casting for Vogue. Okay, like, come to my apartment. We're gonna do some Polaroid, some pictures, and see we get it. So I'm looking at my boys. I said, listen, we go. My boy hood as he gets. Said, listen, we go. We put knife in our backpack. If he tries something crazy, we take care of business. Okay. So we go to the place. The casting goes well. Long story short, I get the gig. I showed up there. I arrive in the studio. Naomi Campbell is there. So imagine this.
Oh,
I'm about to be 18 from the hood. Okay. I get there in the studio by myself. Big first time I see modeling studio. Like, wow, food everywhere. Italian trader. Like, whoa. And Naomi Campbell is right there in the studio. I'm like, yo. And we do the shoot. We do the shoot. The guy's like, listen, man, you got a very good look. I think you should. Who is your agency? Say, well, I don't have an agency. I'm super shy. Said, oh, no, we got to get you an agency. Call the agency. I said, have this guy here. I think you should see him. Of course, the photographer was a very famous photographer, Paolo Reversi. So Paolo called the agency. Of course, they want to see me. They tell me to go. I go. It happens that when I went to see them, it was the beginning of Fashion Week in Paris. I mean, everything aligned. So I'm going to the agency with the Polaroid that the guy did of me, Paulo Reversi, Fashion Week, and I book a few shows: Kenzo, Issey Miyake, Matsuda.
what?
Yeah, I book a few shows, and I'm like, and a show is like, what, 45 minutes, and in 45 minutes I make more than my mom and dad put together make in 1 month.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh no, oh yeah, oh, I'm doing this. So all I have to do is just walk around, take some pictures, and I get that kind of money. Like, yeah, mom, that's what I'm going to do. Listen, I'm going to stop the school. Okay. Now, telling me I need to go to London, telling me I need to go to Italy and then to New York. And I did all that. I ended up going to South Africa, Thailand, Ethiopia, Hawaii, all over the United States, Argentina. I traveled the world with this gig. I traveled the world with this gig. With modeling, traveled the world. And you learn so much. When you travel the world, you learn so much about yourself, about humanity. Because when, let's just say Bangkok, for example, you leave United States and you go to Bangkok. You arrive in Bangkok. Rush hour Bangkok. I'm 6'5", right? Everybody's reached to me like about here. Okay, everybody's here in the entire city, all right? So I'm a giant. Rush hour Bangkok is like 5 times the size of Manhattan. It's crazy. I'm like, yo, signs, it's Thai language. It doesn't even look like letters that we know. So you go there, you in a completely different religion, completely different philosophy, different language. You don't speak the language. You don't read the sign. It doesn't smell the same. You might as well be in another planet. Okay?
Okay.
And then when you're there and you try to communicate with people, you have to find a way to communicate with that language. So you go back to like the basic, the intention, the energy. You read people, and I've done that all over the world, and it's mind blowing. It's a spiritual connection that we have with each other when we decide to drop the mask and drop the bullshit, and you don't stay hooked on your principle, on your religion, on your skin color. You just talk to somebody. Some will vibe with you, some won't. But it's like this on a global level. So modeling to me was amazing. It can be very shallow. It can be creepy. You see the story, you hear the stories about the sexual abuse that's happening there, the drugs, like it's definitely there. But there's also, it's up to you how you enter any business. Okay. If you're a prey, people are gonna eat you. If you're a predator, you'll be fine. If you're a lone wolf, you'll be fine. It's up to you. It's how you enter the game.
I like that.
Very interesting.
I like that. I like that. My mother used to say, you are either prey or you're the predator. That's just because you're a predator doesn't mean you have to act on it.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that, because that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's true. So with the modeling, now did that open up any networking for you?
Oh my God, yes. Yes. The modeling is show business. Okay. Now, every show business, you have sports, you have music, you have acting, you have modeling. All right. Everybody adores top athlete. Everybody in show business. Why? Everybody is in awe in top athlete. Why? Right. Everybody wants to be as cool as the rock star or the music star. Okay. Even top athletes like, man, I'm hanging out with this and this. Okay. That's the way it works. Okay. Now, everybody is in awe of the movie star. All right. Yeah. And everybody wants to fuck the model. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's how it works. Excuse my French, but excuse the F-bomb, but that's the way it is. So it's always connected, always connected. Models go everywhere, athlete goes everywhere, and that's so. As far as opening doors, yeah, you meet celebrities, you like, but when you amongst celebrities, okay, the show business, when you don't have to pretend to put on the show, to do the PR stunts to promote this and this, then we all humans. We all humans. We all regular folks. We're just in this very special ring of society. We're like entertainers, okay? But when we amongst entertainers, there's no longer like sign this autograph, take this pictures, pose. So we just chill, okay? So and you meet some really interesting people, really cool people, really brilliant people, assholes, like everywhere, okay? And yeah, as far as open doors, yes, you get invited everywhere. You get invited everywhere.
So let me ask this question: with the modeling part, after you got discovered and you realized that the money, the loot can be made, how did you into that? Did you go to like some classes to refine that skill, or you just winged it and went for it?
I went for it. I winged it. I was very young, so I didn't know what to do, what look, what how to be. And then one day I decided, you know what? Forget this. I'm just gonna be myself. And I grew my dreads. I grew my dreads. I will show up with my as Ralph, and that's when I blew up. Okay, so that was a life lesson. I was trying to be something that wasn't not. That I was not. Everybody was trying to be Tyson. Tyson's my boy, Tyson Beckford. All right. So everybody was buzzed. Everybody were like wanted to be buff, but like I'm a skinny dude from France. But I had the buzz cut. Okay. But I'm a dread though. I'm a dread. I'm a dread. So I grew my dread. I behave like a dread, and I showed up on casting as Ralph. It's like, listen, if you want my image to sell your product, the best way is to have the real Ralph. Okay, not the Ralph you want me to be. Okay. Oh, I love this. What are we gonna do about your hair? I said, oh, it's simple, nothing. You're not gonna do anything about my hair. What do you mean? This is my hair. Like either I work or I don't work. But and I behave like I didn't care. It was the same for me. You don't want my image, you don't want it. I'm not gonna cry. And that's when I blew up, and that's when I started working with like Armani, Ralph Lauren, Levi's. There was two top black models really in that era. There was Tyson. Tyson was the face of Ralph Lauren, and he had the hype, he had the stuff. And there was me, that was not as famous, but I was doing everybody. I mean, I was the first black man that did L'Oreal, for example, in Times Square. Huge. Okay. Kenneth Cole, Emporio Armani. Like I did so many, but Tyson had the exclusive contract with Ralph Lauren. He's the first super male model. That's my boy though. Crazy motherfucker. super cool dude. Yeah.
Awesome. Now let me ask you this. When you were modeling, what made you, because you were making so much money doing that?
Yeah.
What made you stick with the martial arts? Like, how did you balance that out?
Because it's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Martial art is, like I told you, like it's part of who I am. It's like it's not negotiable. Okay, there was no, I'm not going to do martial art now that I'm a model. It's like it will be equivalent as you telling me you're not going to be black anymore because now you're a model. You know what I'm saying? No, that's part of my makeup. Okay, I'm a martial artist. Okay, and part of the martial art is to test yourself in real life battle. Okay, it's not just a theory. You have to actually fight, so you have to spar. Okay, I couldn't compete, but I could definitely spar. I have to spar. It's not negotiable. But listen, I remember when I did United Color of Benetton. I remember the campaign for Benetton. The night before, I had to spar some dudes in Paris. Sparring session, hard sparring. I was like, tomorrow I'm shooting this commercial for 80 grand for the day. 80 grand. Okay. I'm talking like back in the 90s. Can you imagine? Okay. I'm like, all right, there's no way I'm getting hit. Otherwise, I'm losing 80 grand. Okay. And I'm still hood. I'm like, listen, I'm 80 grand. What? So I go in the ring and in my head, it's very simple. I'm not going to run. I'm going to fight. But you never going to land a clean shot on my face. And sure enough, and I developed that style where I'm like, at the last second, if I have to turn my head or slip, or I'll box with my hand in front of my nose like this, always. Okay. So my guard is not like this. My guard is this. Okay. So you never have a clear path to my nose on my chin. Never. And if the hook comes this way, all I do is flip. All I do is do this. Bam. And back here. Bam. And moving around. And that's what I teach. Just like you don't look at the opponent's hand when you fight. You don't look at his eyes. Okay. Because if you look at somebody's eyes, then you see personality. You see his soul. And now you start to think, what is he thinking about? What is he trying to do? And you get stuck in what I call the the death stare where everybody's looking at each other, but nobody's moving. You know what I mean? So I look at center mass, I look at his chest, solar plexus. I look down, so I remove the personality. It's nothing more than a punching bag, a human punching bag for me. There's no soul anymore, okay? And because I'm looking at center mass right here, because I'm looking at center mass, as soon as he flinches something, I see a reaction and I prepare for impact. So I'm always ready.
You can see all of the motion.
So that's the style I developed. Just look at his, don't forget the nonsense, forget what people are saying, forget the crowd. Just like nobody can do damage to you but that man that's in front of you right here. Okay. So you stay there and that's everything ceases to exist but him. And that's what I teach. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I love it. I love it. I know, right? I love it. I love the the motivating factor behind, the technique that you develop for yourself and train people on, that it came from you being a model. That is so dope. Like, I gotta protect my face.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
That is so dope that a whole, like, and then let me ask you this. So when that happened, it was like, did you start, like, once you figured out like how to do that style, that like, how did the development of it come? Like, okay, you had that spar and $80,000 the next day, and you did it that night. You did it. You made it to your 80 grand.
Yeah.
When did it click in your head? Like, oh shit, that's it. I just started a new technique. And how did you go about building on that to where it became what it is today?
There's masters that were defensive geniuses in boxing. Okay. Like there's names like Willie Pep, like Nicolino Loche, Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea. I mean, there's like Floyd. There's masters at that style of like not getting hit. The thing is, I'm 6'5", okay? So I had to learn how to do it with my height. All these guys were short, okay? They will go under the punch. There's no going. If I go under, I'm going to your level. You're going to hit me in the face. So I had to learn how to box tall, okay? So I watch guys like Lennox Lewis, like guys like tall guys, okay? How they were using the jab. Ali, his footwork, okay? So I was studying the great masters with this technique that I did not create it, but I perfected it to match my style, my arms length, my leg. I'm not a big guy, I'm slim, I'm very fast. So my thing is like, how do I make this better? Better. Because my thing, when you're ultra defensive, first of all, let's understand something about a knockout. The only time a knockout happens is when somebody gets hit with some things they didn't see coming. Right? I don't care how hard you hit. If I see you come, if I see the punch coming, I'm going to brace for impact. I'm going to tighten up, and you're going to hurt me. You're going to knock me out because I'm going to brace get ready for that impact, right? So knockout comes when I don't see the punch coming. That means 99% of the time, knockout happens on counters, right? So that means that knockout happened as a defensive move. Okay, that's what you need to understand. Like, most of the knockouts don't come from offense; they come from defense. Even like you see, like that Tank Davis, one of his like most spectacular knockout is the uppercut that he did to that kid. But if you watch the uppercut, they can hit him with 3 straight right in a row. So he blocks one, he blocks another one, then slip the third one. That's a defensive move. Slips, and then comes the uppercut. Boom, right here. You didn't see it coming, okay? So that's what I understood early. I got to make them miss, give them something to hit, like on purpose, like drop my hand on purpose. So and I know it's coming. because I create the opening on purpose. And then when they take the bite, then I slip or change direction and counter. And that's what I developed. That you're always in control of the situation, even when you're on defense. You make him throw the punch you want him to throw so that you can take action.
Okay.
Right? So it's not because I'm moving around, I'm backpedaling, that I'm not in control. No, I'm always in control. Just like your mom said, when you're inside that ring, only two things happen. You either in control or you are being controlled. That's it. It's that simple. And it changes from exchanges to exchanges. Sometimes I'm in front of a guy and I feel I'm not in control right now. He's setting me up. So what do? I sidestep, pivot, whoop, reset. No, we're not doing this. I'm not engaging in an exchange if I'm not in control.
Right.
No, I'm always in control. I always say 80-20, 80%. I hate you 80% of the time. You hate me 20. That's it.
Where do I sign up? I want to sign up. I want to be trained on that.
Well, you number 2 on the list.
I want to be trained. Hell yeah, man! Like just even, it's just, man. I'm thinking about like growing up. I was bullied, and my journey in self-defense started because I was bullied. So my father and my brothers taught me how to defend myself. And it's just like, I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm like, man, I wish I had those techniques. Because it was just brutal. It was just brutal, just fighting it out.
Like soccer boxing.
Right. It was just taking punches. You win some, you lose some. And that was that.
But speaking of the bully, there's something magical that happens with martial art. I don't care what martial art you practice. Once you have a good control of the style that you do, not like, let's say master. Once you really master the style, something happened about the way you carry yourself. I'm not talking about being cocky. None of that. Okay. I'm talking you can be the most humble person. Okay. And every martial artist will tell you the same thing, whether it's boxing, MMA, whatever. Wherever they go, they never have problems. They never get picked on. Never. You know why? Because like we say in the street, real recognizes real. A predator recognizes another predator. Okay?
Yeah.
A predator knows when it's an easy game, an easy target. They know. They will just scan the entire room, look at you, and keep turning. Like, they don't even know why they didn't stop at you. It's an instinct thing. It's like, everybody has guns now, so I don't care how nice you are, people will shoot you. But they're always going to go for the easy prey. Okay, even knowing that, okay, if I go with this prey right there, it's going to take an extra 2 seconds because it's gone. It's like it's going to be done. Okay, but he might slip, he might do something, he might like it's going to take some time. Okay. And guys don't want that. Like, predators don't want time. Predators want, like, I go, I do what I have to do, I take it, I take the money, I take the clothes, a bit, whatever, and I'm out. I did. Okay.
Right.
But when somebody is really in control of his energy, martial art, what, even you just grab him, it's not going to happen. By the time you move, that guy was going to be behind you. Okay. The guy you go like this, and the guy is over here. Like, what just happened? Because the footwork. Just like one move there, and he's there, and it's high kick to the head. You don't even know how you got knocked out. You just got knocked out. Okay. So guys that have that lifestyle of hunting humans, like there's such thing as human predators, they know. Just like a lion knows how to look for the antelope that's wounded or the newborn, is they don't go after the male buffalo. The same in humans. The predators, I don't care how rough the ghetto is, they know who to target. They feel it. So that's why, as far as the bully, I tell parents, it's not like your son is gonna go and or your daughter and now they're gonna whoop everybody's ass. No, but their confidence, their self-confidence gonna go to the the way they're gonna walk straight. They're gonna look at people in the eye. You know? It's just like when somebody's gonna yell, the more the person yell, the more your son and your daughter is gonna get calmer and calmer because they're preparing for battle. So if you look at fighters when they fight, okay, they move super fast, but look at their face. Look at the facial expression. Everything is just like stoic. Just everything is very calm. Like, because you analyze. You're dealing with milliseconds and milli-inches in fighting. It's really fast. So you have to be very calm and relaxed. Then you explode, you react, and then you go back to calm. Okay? Boom! And then calm again. Okay? And it's like that. So you have to stay calm. You have to control yourself. And you have to read their energy. So when it comes to bully, when you were a bully, if you were to work with somebody that teach you like I teach, it's like, listen, it's not about the technique, okay? It's almost impossible for a girl to beat up a guy as far as strength, okay? But she can make it hard enough, okay, for him to be, man, that's hard work. That's hard work, okay? I got a broken nose. I'm missing a couple of teeth. I can't breathe because she hit me in the throat. She kicked me in the nuts. I'm in pain. Okay. And she's still standing. I haven't touched her yet. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, I will say that once I started learning, it was like for one, my brother was my first trainer, and that was brutal. It was just knock him out. That was his thing. That was how he took me in the room and was like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep your guard up. So it was that. When my dad got wind of it, it was a whole different thing. And that's when what you said kicked in. I didn't even have to fight anymore. Yeah. It was weird. It was just the weirdest thing. I was like, okay, so nobody wants to fight today. And then the weirdest thing happened to me was, so my father actually had me, it was like he started me training with someone else, and that person, it was just a whole different experience. And what happened was, a lot of stuff I walked away from. It was not even like, it just turned to a place where I knew I was going to whoop your ass. And I felt like that was bad. So now I'm like, are they bullying me? Or would I be the bully in this instance? Even if they don't know, like, you're not going to beat me. To engage with them, am I actually on the right path? So I started walking away. And, I went to my trainer at the time and I told them that, and they were like, you learning. And I was like, okay, I'm learning. I'm like, I don't know what I'm learning, but all right. And, as time went on, I learned that it was just like, it wasn't just about the fight. It was also, like you said, control, and also being in control of knowing you can beat this person. They're selling wolf tickets. You can beat them. So is it worth it to beat their ass, to show everybody they're selling wolf tickets, and then it goes into what my mom always, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? That's sticking in my head. Oh, you're going to beat this person up just to show people that this is what it is. And it was just like, damn, that's bully type stuff in my head. It's like, well, dog, now I'm becoming what I didn't want people doing to me. Exactly. I started walking away. So it's like, you learn so much that once you learn all these techniques, you really, most of the time, you wind up not having to use them unless you're in a professional manner like yourself, because people don't mess with you. People don't, like, you get it. Like, people that don't mess with you. And then I'm equipped with a mouth that's something else. So that also, because
you're absolutely right. You just don't engage anymore. You just don't engage anymore. Just
Yeah.
what do you have to prove? What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? Okay, you just like, yeah, you got this. Like, yeah, okay, I'm weak. Yeah, whatever you say, like there's nothing you can say to me that's gonna make me be physical with you.
Yep.
Now, if you come and touch me, that's another story.
Exactly.
If you come and touch my kids, that's another story. But as far as words, I grew up in France in the 70s. You know how many times some white people call me nigger? Like, all right, like, okay, so nigga what? What's the nigga? A slave? So also you're a slave master? So all right, so come and order me around. See how that works. Let's see if I'm gonna do anything you say. Like, come and put your hands on me and make me like let's see, because you a slave master, right? So I'm a slave. So okay, so go ahead, try to master me. Let's see how that's gonna work. And it just deflates. Like, I don't need to be to flex. I'm just like, I'm not gonna do what you tell me. Like, I'm not gonna do this. There's nothing what you can say, nothing you can say to me that's gonna make me out of character.
Exactly.
Nothing.
You're not going to take my power. Right.
Because if we get physical, it's not going to be a fight. It's going to be over very quick. I mean, very, very, very quick. Okay. So I don't even, there's nobody, it's not being cocky. It's just like, what's the point? Like, it's like you watching a 6-year-old that now wants to fight, like, and you're an adult, so I'm not going to fight a 6-year-old.
Right.
No, you get to that level.
Yep. And that is true. And I learned that very early on, just like, wow. And it was just, I guess for me, it was just that point, that first time when that happened, where it was like, if you do this, you do know you become the bully. And even if they don't know it, like, even if they don't know it, they're talking cash shit, like, cash shit. But they have no idea of like what's coming. And it's like, that hit me. Like, you do know if you do this, you're actually becoming the bully, because you know better. You know what's coming. They don't. And it was just like, I don't know, that opened my eyes, and it just made me feel in such a way. And I was just like, wow, like, so this is what it's like to, you see it, you see it a lot. I saw my dad, he was so calm, laid back. People would talk shit, he just keep it moving, like he was like you. As long as you don't touch him, he didn't care. He didn't care,
whatsoever.
He didn't care. Yeah, my older brother, he's like that, doesn't care. You could say whatever you want, long as you don't do any kind of move that is gonna make him feel like you're threatening him. He doesn't care. And it's just like, I was like, oh, so this is why they're like that. Like, wow, like,
calm.
Okay. Just like my dad, he never even raised his voice to us. It was like how you said your dad looked at you like, so fight back. My dad was just looking at us. If we're doing something, he's like, sit down. And just the look in his face, it was like, okay. We're gonna go sit down. In his voice. The one time he whooped us, it was just hilarious. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. That was, and people even like other family members picked with him, like, you don't even whoop your own kids. And he's like, I don't have to. And it's true. He just look at us and we're like, yeah, okay, good to go. But that demeanor, and it's like, I understood early on why, especially in mixed martial arts, people who are in martial arts, why they were so calm, because they're, don't get me wrong, boxers are lethal too, but it's all this, it's upper body. Person in mixed martial arts, you don't know where it's coming. You can get kicked, punched, tripped. You
don't want it. Mixed martial art, you don't want it. You just don't want that kind of thing.
So I get it. It's like seeing that, I get it. When you're training, what's the youngest? Like, do you train? What's the youngest that you train now?
I find my comfort zone. I like 8. About 8 years old. 8 years old. Younger, you have. It depends of the kids. If you have like this, they can't stay really too concentrated. Like it depends. Like you have to have a little personality. For me, okay. Some people have the patience to work with younger kids. Me, no. Okay. And also, I don't like to have kids fight each other. I don't like it. I do not like to see kids getting punched in the head. I despise it. To me, like, I'm comfortable with sparring once kids get like 13, 14. Before that, I do not like it. I don't do it. I just don't do it. Like, I teach them how to be defensive. Okay. Now, when it comes to high athlete, let's talk about Ocho, Chad, my boy. Okay. Ocho Cinco. So we met in Miami because he's from Miami through a trainer. Kevin Kelly was his coach. Kevin Kelly, the world champ. And one day we at the gym. Chad is there, and he's by himself. Kevin Kelly is not there, and Chad comes to me. He's like, "Hey, how do you do this?" So out of respect, I call Kevin. I say, "Hey, Kevin, I have Chad right here, and he wants me to train him. Are you cool?" Say, "Yeah, man. Yeah, go ahead." Okay, that's respect, from master disciple. Okay, so I got the green light for Kevin. So I start working with Chad. Okay, so this is the thing about NFL. NFL is some of the freakiest human beings on the planet as far as athletic abilities. Let me tell you, like I spar with all of them from lineman to DB. All right. As far as strength, explosive, these guys are not human. I'm telling you, they're very rare human being. Okay. But their play is less than 3 seconds on average. A play. Okay. On average, 1, 2, 3, it's over. All right. So very short stamina. So whenever I would spar, I don't care how big the guy was, okay? For NFL guys, put on the glove. I knew I had between 30 seconds to maximum 1 minute to survive the onslaught that's going to come at me. And it's going to come at me faster than I ever seen, with more power than I ever felt. Okay? These are the type of freak you're dealing with. But it's going to last only 30 to... So, footwork, block, move around. And then you go, all right, my turn. And they look at you like, holy shit, what? And they campers like, holy shit. So hold on, wait. Okay. So I trained Chad, I trained Curtis Martin that used to play for the Jets, okay, and a bunch of other guys. Jamal Mashburn, different guy. And they all say the same thing. When they do the training camp boxing off season, they go back to football training. They're running laps around everybody because they've been training the boxing stamina. There's nothing is more superior than boxing stamina in any sport. I'm telling you right now, because it's sprint intervals nonstop. You sprint, you stop. You sprint, you stop. You sprint, you stop. You sprint, you stop. So your heart rate, your cardiovascular capacity is through the roof. Your heart rate goes like this to 150, 160, and then you go sit down and your heart goes, crashes way back down, and then you go back again. Your stamina is crazy. Your pain threshold, how your muscles don't burn anymore. Your lactic acid, you last. So that's why when I started working with Chad, okay, you see the season, when he started like cutting people, because footwork, Chad always have crazy footwork, okay? But what he had now after with the boxing, he knew how to read with the center mass. He knew how to read the corner. He knew how to read body language, and he wouldn't get tired.
Right.
He would not get tired because he would be sparring and training with us, the boxers, okay, for like 10 times 3-minute rounds. There's boxing, and then he goes do a 5 or 6 seconds play on the NFL. He's just like, say, Ralph, I'm not even winded. Everybody's like, and I'm like, just like, come on, let's go. I say, yeah, because so that's what is good when you train high-level athlete, all the sports, okay? Tennis players also. Tennis is really good also for stamina. Tennis players don't get tired. It's freaky. They just don't get tired. They keep going and going because they just that stamina that they have. Right.
That is wild. That's wild. That's a great insight on, because I was wondering, like, okay, outside of self-defense,
Mm.
why is Chad training? He's an NFL player. Why is he training in this? But now understanding, like, wow, that does make sense. Like,
Oh man, it's
it makes some
for his
fast
stamina,
training.
for his stamina, and also Chad is uh he's a very special guy. He's just like he refused to belong in a box. He's like, see, he's talking about the way he eats. Man, I eat what I like. He's gifted. He really eats McDonald's. It's not a joke. He really eats McDonald's every single day. I watch him do it. It's like, how you gonna eat that crap? But he eats it, and he's just like a freak of nature. He's blessed. But then he plays soccer. Then he tried this. He's like, listen, I want to try it. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna match up against the best. And Chad, and like I made Chad spar some really high level boxers. Like the first time I sparred Chad, he was like far away from me. Next thing I know, he's right on me throwing a hook. And because of my years of training, I pull back and blocked. But if I was not at that level, he would have hit me. And I have years of boxing. I'm like, man, that speed and explosive that you have, man, that's like, he took some really like, and I'm like, I can't believe you cut that distance so freaking fast. So Chad is like an elite athlete. I don't care what sport he will play, he will always do good because athletic ability is, the explosiveness is unreal. Okay, unreal. T.O. is like that too. Whew. T.O. also. Just like, what the hell? Like the speed that these guys have, okay? But they used to football, so they used to be like, and boxing is more like finesse. You got to keep that speed, but finesse is still low in the pocket, okay? They're too wide, okay?
Right.
But if those guys would have decided to be boxers, they'll be world champion. I can tell you. They'll be world champion.
It's funny you mentioned Terrell Owens, man. We used to hang out a lot when he was with the Niners and go plays like Terrell. We had J.J. Stokes, Marshawn Lynch, and every now and then, you know, after he left, then we started having Vernon to come around and kick it with us and work out and stuff. And you're right.
Yeah.
The speed, man. I mean, they're so elusive and fast. They're stutter step and react so quick. You sitting there watching, you can't guard them. You're like, but damn, that was a great play.
Yeah,
that was my man, but that was a great play.
He humbles you. Like the guy is literally in front of you. He literally in front of you, and he's like, "What? How did he do that? Like gone. Oh, that's amazing."
Yeah, and like you said, these are not no little guys. These guys all over 6 feet and just elusive and super fast. It's like it's something. I mean, when Vernon Day was at the 49ers, he was the fastest guy on the team at 6 something, which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Let me ask you, like now, what is your main focus right now? Like in your career in this industry, what are you doing now? Like let the people know what you do now, and what's to come. Like you have any special projects you're working on? Are we gonna see you in the magazine, pop up in a movie?
Well, I'm a father now, so like now I'm in this road where like I'm raising my 4 kids. Okay, I have a 12-year-old and I have triplets of that are 8 years old. Okay, 2 girls and a boy, so I got 2 and 2. Right now I'm really focused on them. I still teach the boxing. I still have projects. I manifest my thing in silence. Okay. I manifest in silence. So I don't like to talk about projects because there's too many energies that can come and derail what you're doing. Okay. So that's we Caribbean, we superstitious like this. Okay. We know we are aware of the power of the good, but we also aware of the power of evil. Okay, so we have to keep it light. Okay, so I have a bunch of projects. Modeling, no, I'm retired from modeling. I'm still a good looking motherfucker though. Don't get me wrong. but no, I'm retired from modeling. But I still teach the martial art. But now really the focus is on the kids. So if people want to come and train with me, they can always find me. Like I'm on TikTok, Ralph Jacob. I got off the Instagram. I got off the Instagram because it was too crazy what was going on with the war in Palestine. What I was receiving, the feed was affecting my happiness to see all those kids being slaughtered. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do this. So I got off the Instagram, but I'm on TikTok, Ralph Jacob. People can find me, and yeah, that's it. I still teach.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, are you in Miami permanently? That's where.
Yeah, I live in Miami. Okay, people can find me at my boys has a gym called KO Zone. KO Zone on in Little 80s. You can find me there. And that's it, man. Like what I teach is really I teach a philosophy. Okay, it's not just a skill. It's not just a skill. And when I work with somebody, this is how I work with somebody. We meet, we talk, and I train you. Okay, usually the first lesson is free. Why? Because you casting me. The disciple chooses the master. It's not the other way around. That's in the movies. No, the disciple chooses the masters, because the disciple is the one that's going to receive the information. So I don't care how cold I am. If you're not ready to receive what I'm giving you, you're not going to receive it. You know what I mean? So that's why the disciple always chooses who's going to be his teacher. So that's why, like, when you come to me, it's like, do you think we can vibe? Because it's a vibration thing. It's like, it's a charisma thing. It's like, do we connect?
Exactly.
Do we connect or not? Okay. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's never that personal. But like that's how I do it. And then if you like it, boom. All right. Then we do it.
Awesome. Okay. Now let me ask you this: when you're training, or if someone was to choose you as a trainer, do you also guide them with their nutrition? Or, not saying that you make a meal plan for them, but do you advise them, like, hey?
Well, I'm a strength and conditioning coach, personal trainer, so I can do that. Okay, I've done it. I own gyms. I sold my gym. I've done, like, I transform people. Like, yes, I can do that. Now, there's people that want to do boxing training for fitness. Okay, and I train personal training. I can do that for them. And there's boxers. I don't have to do that for a boxer. Okay, because if you want to box, and what is boxing? You're gonna face somebody that's been training for months to whoop your ass. And let's be honest, to actually kill you. With you in his mind, okay, he's been training specifically for you, watching videotapes, analyzing you, everything. And it's usually somebody that comes from a lower income society, and that's been promised, I don't know, if you knock this guy out, you get a $50,000 bonus. Okay? And then you're gonna get ranked, and then you're gonna have a shot at the title. So for this guy, you, cousin, you the guy that stands between me becoming a millionaire and getting a $50,000 cash, and I'm 21 years old with 3 kids out of wedlock, and I'm broke as F, and you my exit. All I need to do is to beat you and to knock you out. That's what you face in boxing. You know what I'm saying? This is the story that people don't understand. When I say it's not a game, like people say, like, you don't play boxing, you play foot. Even it's violent, but it's still a game. You play football. Boxing is a bout. It's a fight. You don't play. You fight at boxing. So the guy had all this precondition, all this chip on his shoulder, and he's looking at you, and you steak. You a steak to him. You food. Okay. So this is what you do, and this is what you confront. And when you hit that guy as hard as you can in his face, the punch goes like this. The guy shakes his head and keeps coming because he's in shape. He's gonna take hundreds of punches to bring him down. Not one or two like you do in the street. Hundreds. It's a conditioned fighter. His body feels like concrete. Okay, there's no body fat. It's all muscles, and he can last for hours. That's what boxing is. That's what MMA is. That's what people don't understand. What's happening inside that ring? It's you finding a killing machine that's been trained specifically to kill you. So deal with that. So first you have to deal with fear, because fear is going to be there. I don't care what people say. Fear is going to be there. Okay. My philosophy said, I'm not afraid. I'm terrified. But because I'm terrified of you, fear is going to become my number one ally. Because I'm so afraid, I'm going to train so hard to make sure I'm so fit, to make sure my reflexes are so sharp, to make sure I can, because I respect and I fear what you can do to me. My defense game is going to be here, out of fear of what you can do. You have to embrace fear. Don't let it paralyze. Let the fear becomes your number one motivator. Say, listen, that guy is going to kill you, because let me tell you, that guy, if he gets you on the rope, he's going to kill you. So whatever you do, don't get on the rope. So you train for you not to get on the rope, and you road work, and you run, and you jump rope, because you're gonna have to be a rabbit all night, because you can outbox him, but you can't fight him. You understand? You can box him. You cannot trade slug with it. You're gonna be food. Okay, so you train like that. All right, that's the sport. That's the mental aspect of the sport. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can hit people. It's not about like getting hit. Nobody wants to get hit, but some people can't hit anybody. Okay, people don't have it. Some people don't. I can't punch somebody. Okay, it's not for everybody. Yeah.
You gave us some great techniques, about the face and the ear and the move and pivot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But you're right with the speed and condition. You got to cover that midsection up too, because you don't want to be open body target. Then you can't breathe.
Like the abs, like if you see Manny Pacquiao, I used to do Manny Pacquiao's routine abs. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Manny Pacquiao has a routine. He does 1 minute ab exercise. It's 1 minute. Then he switch 1 minute this way, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, and he does 15 different exercises. So he does 15 minutes straight, just abs. Wow. Guys, try that. I guarantee you by minute 3, you on fire. He does 15 minutes straight, non-stop, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 15 times every single day. So his midsection is like, try it. I try it. The first time I tried it and I was in shape, I went to 7.5 minutes, and I was like, what? 7 minute abs nonstop, and I was just like, I was on fire. Yeah.
Well, I am just like, I've enjoyed this. I really have. I've enjoyed this interview. So, can you tell the people, like, give them your actual social media name so they'll know where to find you?
Yeah. So
I always like to end it with
let me see my TikTok name. Let me tell you right now. So I'm Ralph Jacob on TikTok. All right.
Okay.
Let me make sure profile. Yeah, Ralph Jacob. That's easy. Ralph Jacob. And on Instagram, I'm Naya Boxing. So let me Instagram. Yeah. So yeah, Naya Boxing. NYA boxing.
Okay.
And
And we
what
want to
boxing coach, Naya boxing coach.
Naya boxing coach.
Yeah,
And
Naya.
we want to thank you for giving us this time today. We
Oh man, it was my
appreciate
pleasure.
it
Thank you.
ever so much. I mean, the insight into just all of it. I love just everything that you explained today. And I hope you, the audience, walked away. With more than just getting into this fight.
I can't hear you.
It's physical.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
It's for the audience. I do hope you guys really walk away with, going into martial arts and mixed martial arts and boxing. It's not about fighting, but it's more mental, spiritual, and physical. And it's something that you can actually learn and elevate in. And as you can see, Ralph Jacobs has done an amazing job because
Thank you.
not only some of you guys can get in here and get your learn something that is maybe life-saving, but hey, who knows, you might just be like him and become a model and walk into the room and there's Naomi Campbell. So but that's not let's not
Man,
that was a that's
I'll never forget that sight. I'll never. I was like, what? Oh my God, Naomi's right here, like she was in bikini. I was just like, oh my God, just melting against the wall. Like, what the hell? Like, yeah.
So we do appreciate you and thank you for coming on the GC Radio Show. Cuz did you want to say anything before we go out?
Yeah, I learned something today. When life hits you, don't complain and cry about it. Hit back, Hit back.
Yeah,
you look life in the eye.
Yeah.
Hit back.
Oh Lord.
Love you guys. Thank you so much, man.
Love you too,
Thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day. Continue living in your great life. And to the GC Radio listeners and viewers, we appreciate you. And you as well. Continue to live in your greatness and walk into your power. It's King Glow, Cousin Chief, and
man, Ralph
Jacob.
There you go.
God bless you all, guys. Bless up.
God bless you.
All right. All right.
Nothing on that beat. Nope.
Hi. Monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
Okay, we
all right.
live. We done. Thank you.
How was it?